Ladies, have you ever felt like you're not quite comfortable posing, or you're just not confident to get in front of the camera and have an actual fitness shoot? Today, I'm going to show you how to actually pose and the right and wrong ways, along with some of my top poses for fitness shoots that I do with my clients. I'm Collette Evans. I'm a professional photographer, specialising in fitness photography, especially for empowering women, and also content creation for fitness pros and coaches. Follow along in this video to find out how I help my clients to feel confident and empowered. So, why does posing matter? Why does getting good at posing matter? Essentially, you need to showcase your hard-earned physique. And if we're doing that in a non-optimal way, we're not going to show you off at your best. So it's my job to help my clients and you right now throughout this video learn how to pose optimally to showcase that hard work and dedication. As a natural athlete and competitive bodybuilder myself, I know how frustrating it can be to have a fitness shoot or to even take your own photos in the gym and think, I know I look better than that. So this video is going to show you exactly how to pose and how to bring out the best of your hard work. So coming to the dumbbell area, this is a fantastic area to shoot fitness photos because not only have we got benches to the side of us here, and we've got lots of space, and we've also got the dumbbells as a prop. So this is usually where I start with a client when shooting fitness. So also we've got the mirror shots that we can look through the mirror and get some fantastic killer shots there as well. So when it comes to looking at this area, then I would normally start with a dumbbell pose just to warm someone up. So something quite medium size, like up to 5K depending. So what most people will do, they'll just, how do you want me, like this? This is what normally happens. And they just stand there straight on. What we need to do here is put some shape into the body. So if you are a female, then what I would suggest, if you just turn around like this, so you're facing the corner of the room, you then set your legs up. So you put your leg like this or forwards like this. We then want to open up the upper body. Depending on how strong you are, you might want to just go a little bit lighter on the dumbbells. So during a fitness shoot, you're not always wanting to lift the heaviest weight. It's about looking your best and bringing the shape out. So if we put the leg like that, we then want to arch the lower back and push the bum behind you as if you're going to sit on a chair. So just expanding now into the upper body and bringing the lats out. We're then going to pull the waist in and chest up and out while still keeping the lats engaged and forwards. So then twisting the upper body. So this may feel weird, but what we wanted to aim for here is this shoulder needs to be coming forward so you can see my perspective of where you are now looking at me. If I just turn a little bit, you don't see that I've got an arm here. It looks invisible. So what we need to do is really accentuate and overextend the waist, push the bum back. And this does feel uncomfortable at first. You also have to remember to breathe and then smile. Now, it's not essential to smile on a fitness shoot. Sometimes a badass move can be better, and looking off camera or down to the floor, your hands can be a better option. So you're feeling like there's too much going on, you've got too much that you're trying to do when doing your posing. So just to repeat that again, we set the legs up first. Here we're putting out here, and then putting in here. Pushing through the foot, pushing the pelvis back, chest up, arms out and lats engaged, and then bringing it around this way. And then you can either look at the photographer or look down. A transition into that would be a great one, would be a single arm curl here, looking down at the arm, or looking at the photographer here. So they're just a couple we can do with dumbbells. Very easy to do. Okay, so another fantastic shot to do in this dumbbell area while we're here and utilise the space that we've got, especially if there's not many members around and we're shooting in a public gym. We just want simply sat like this. So what we want to do, instead of just sitting like this with body forward and posture forward, we want to open this chest up, put the hands on the dumbbells either side of us, just a few dumbbells away from your body, and then maybe put a bit of shape into the leg. You might even want to sit on the dumbbell, which can be quite uncomfortable, but no pain, no gain. Basically, we just want to steady yourself with the dumbbells at the side of us. Sometimes it could be better to do this on the heavier dumbbells, unlike I am here, but yeah. So basically, play around with your leg positioning. Depending on how long legs you've got, I've got very long femur. This, for me, is better maybe to do this or maybe just sit even a little bit lower here. So you might want to do this, always pointing the toes down as well and lengthening the legs out. So putting the foot here, straight, leaning on the dumbbell, and then either leg out and arm up. I would probably be that way right now. So the foot needs to be forward, like I said, and the leg like this out. You could also do a leg forward. It depends on your body because everybody's body is different. So put in a little bit like this, and you could just do something like this, or we could then maybe do something like that. The other thing then, we could just simply turn you around and do a shot into the mirror where we're arching the back, leg forwards or leg like that to showcase your physique. Like I said, everyone's body is different, so I will look at you and assess which pose is best for your body. But these are some of my top favourites for the dumbbell area. We're going to move on to cables next, and I'm going to show you some more upper body simple poses that we can do easily in the gym. Okay, so at this point in the shoot, when we move on to the cables, I usually have a formula for shoots, by the way. This is where your confidence is going to start coming through. You've got used to being in front of the camera, but a quick tip is to don't rush your poses. There's absolutely no rush or pressure from me as your photographer, and there shouldn't be if you shoot with anyone else as well. So we're going to look at a couple of shots that are my favourites on the cables. So I'm just going to get one of these handles here and basically hold down. Okay, so this is a nice, easy one to segue in from those dumbbells. So we're just going to simply get the handle, put our hand there. We're going to put that leg forward. Remember, this is females, this guide. So it means that we need to always round off the glutes and put the foot up to show the calf, but also to give shape in the leg as well. We're always looking to give shape and form to the body, okay? Just put in the hand there. Obviously, pulling the stomach in and the midsection in nice and tight. We don't want anything hanging out there. And then we're just going to simply do a row. You might want to put your foot flatter. If it doesn't feel stable, do that. Also, depending on the handle length, you may need to come back as well. So you maybe need to put this hand here. It doesn't really matter for the pitch, it's just your stability. So rowing back here. We're going to get nice shape in the shoulders here, stomach nice and tight. We're going to get nice shape in the leg and the glutes. So that is the first one. You can either look across or down or forwards. It doesn't really matter at this point. It's just a nice natural picture for you to capture sort of three parts of your body: your legs, your glutes and your shoulders, maybe a bit of bicep as well if you do it underhand. So that's the first one. So the second one I'm going to do on a cable, and it can be the same cable or a different one, it doesn't really matter, is one, just a tricep push down. So again, this is going to show off the legs, the midsection, maybe a bit of back as well, definitely arms, obviously. Your photographer will need to move around at this point, or if you've got a friend helping you, you're shooting your iPhone, move around. So all we're going to do, we're going to set up the base first, always setting up the feet first and foremost. So we're going to not go too close to the pulley. Okay, so we're going to set up the feet first and not get too close to the pulley. We're just going to take a little step backwards because remember, depending on how high the pulley is, you're going to be pushing down. So setting the feet up first, it's up to you and your body, proportions, shape, how big your glutes are basically. So whether you want to put your leg this way or whether you want to put it this way, it doesn't really matter to me, whatever's best for your physique. And we can try it both ways as well. So just taking this here, and then we're just going to simply do a push down, but splitting the rope here. Most people stand like this. So this is how most people would come to me and just do a push down. And really you can see here, it's not very complimentary. So I'm shooting from this angle because this is my preferred angle for shooting this shot to show triceps and all the backside of the physique. So basically for the shot, I'm going to put the leg forwards. I'm going to really arch the back still, so everything is back arched when we're shooting for fitness. I'm going to push out like this. Instead of coming down like this, I'm going to open up the chest and tense the shoulders to bring the lats and triceps together, tense them to the side of the body. Now, where do we look? So we can either look down our hands, we can look down the gym, or we can look back and slightly turn. We can slightly turn this way. You almost want to bring this shoulder forward so the photographer can see it. Now, this completely changes the shot. So all of a sudden, we've got more chest, we've got more shoulder, we've got more arms, and less glutes. So that's just a couple of ways you could change the shot up, depending on what you want to showcase. Equally, a lot of people do like to also do face pull as well while we're in this position, putting the leg there and just doing a face pull to show the thickness of their back. And that's just a nice quick win as well. So in between shots, what we can do as well is just some simple posing. Rather than doing training shots and weight bearing shots, we can just do some simple, nice, relaxed posing shots. So What I would do when in this rack here for that, I would maybe pull this down a little bit, and I would just get my client to just push the leg over here, nice and girly. But if you have good quads, at this point you could tense the quads if you wanted to. If not, you can just leave them relaxed with a nice bend in the knee. A better way to do it is to put your hand under like this and almost pull yourself to this bar here, so we get more shoulder and bicep definition here. And then what we could do, we could either put this hand here and bring the elbow forward to bring more lat width and more shoulder definition. Most people just do this, and so let the midsection just fall into place and let the shoulders drop forward. What we want to do is open up the shoulders. Think about someone pulling your shoulders widthways, okay? So I understand there's a lot going on here, but this is why, as a bodybuilder myself, I feel I'm very apt to instruct my clients when shooting. And I can see what the camera sees essentially. Set the base up, leg like this, little recap. The hand here, not here. So that shoulder is nice and round, not flattened off. And then this arm here is just going to hand down, shoulder forward, elbow forward, and chest up. Do you see the difference? I've let my core go there and shoulders forward, and then chest up and elevated, shoulders wide. Stand nice and proud, okay? So another hand positioning could be just on the waist here. Instead of doing a fist, I want you to do a nice hand placement, nice and soft and gentle, okay? So just like this, rather than fingers bent and a fist. It just looks a lot more finished off, okay? The next thing you could do, leave your upper body where it is and just leg over this way here. If you put the heel in and the knee out, tense the glute is the little secret. You get the hip flexors coming out. You get more quad sweep here. So I'm just going to do this, and then we can look off shot. Either way, I'll look at the photographer. So they're just a few quick wins that you can do in the cable rack. I'm going to move on next to a couple of more posy shots and some back shots to finish off. Okay, so something that most people do not think about when it comes to fitness shoots and posing, they're not actually thinking about the face, okay? So your expression on the face does make a huge, huge difference into how the overall picture. And having a relaxed face, you don't need to necessarily smile, show your teeth. I personally prefer pictures where I have a neutral face and I'm shooting for myself, and I create a bit more of a badass look or a focused look. So I always think about the PB that just hit or something like that. Something that really gets me motivated but brings passion into the eyes. So it's not always just about smiling. Sometimes it can be more about the eyes as well. Thinking about the cheat meal afterwards is always a good one. And I said that to clients, what are you eating for this afterwards? And it always makes them laugh. So thinking about the face is very, very important because it just gives a whole vibe to the image, basically. If you've got a tense face, it will show. So as people relax into their fitness shoot, it does tend to get a lot easier. They get more used to the posing, and they just get a little bit more confident as well, is what I see. And that's the one thing I love when working with clients, is seeing their confidence grow when they walk out that door after a couple of hours with me shooting in their favourite outfits. So I'm going to transition into a few back poses now onto this machine here with a lat pull down. When posing, taking pictures of your back on a lat pull down in a fitness shoot, it's always important to actually engage the lats at the widest part. So the bar matters here as well. So I try a couple of different bars with my clients, depending on if they've got a thick back. I'll try this one here, this prime bar. So pulling the bar here and just getting a bit of weight on it. You don't want to go too heavy here because you don't want to tire yourself out. So the key thing here is most people leave their feet flat on the floor and together when they're actually training. So the key thing here is I always like to get people to put their legs a bit wider and then put their heels up so we can see the calf, if they've got good calves. So doing that, and then arching the back. Think about really arching the upper back over the glutes, sticking the glutes out, ladies, okay? We've ruined it. So, and then just doing a pull down. So what most people do is they just pull down and they pull their elbows in, or they just come neutral like this. What we actually want to do is heels up, arching the back. Think about the upper back coming over the glutes and really pushing the glutes out so we get that roundness in there, okay? And then we want to pull down and pull out, thinking about elbows coming to the floor and wide, okay? But nothing, not too much where the scapula comes together. Think about the back being flat and almost like elbows forward. Think about the elbows being in line with your boobs, basically, or your sides. So we're just gonna pull down there like this. This will give a nice thickness to the back, a nice width to the back, and also a nice roundness to the shoulders and the glutes. So the second bar we could choose is a normal wide bar. Okay, so I'm going to attach this bar now. This will give us even more lat width because we're not pulling in a neutral grip. We're now turning the hands out and getting a little bit more engagement as well. You don't want to be going too heavy, but heavy enough to get enough resistance as well. Setting those legs up, setting the glutes up, rounding the back, and then pulling wide there. We want to keep it quite neutral, elbows to the floor, and really keeping the chest high and looking forwards. So making sure always that the chest is nice and high and the elbows are coming in at the side of you to the ground. And that, ladies, is your upper body fitness posing guide for women from me, Collette Evans, professional photographer and specialist fitness photographer. Just remember, this isn't just about posing. This is also about feeling good in your own skin and confident and empowered throughout your shoot or whenever you're filming yourself in the gym. If you're ready to get coached by me and you feel like you're ready to take that next step, then get in touch with me to book your own fitness shoot where I will guide you through all the poses, outfits, and everything you need to know. Basically, all you have to do is turn up with your own confident, best self and best physique to showcase your hard-earned work, and I will do the rest. Just DM me on my Instagram. The link is below in the description, or visit my website, pictureperfectphoto.co.uk, and get in touch. I'll see you soon. Also, follow for more tips like this and make sure you subscribe.